Hey friends, just got back from the doTERRA convention. Wish you were there. Just want to show you some of the things that I got and share some experiences that I had, my impressions. So first thing when you arrive, you go to registration and you get a backpack, which is great because you're going to need it. In the backpack comes a little doTERRA pen. There you go, that's pretty cute. And a notebook, which is nice for taking notes. I brought a big notebook because I knew I'd be taking a lot of notes. So here's my big notebook. And they give you this is an itinerary, I guess, of what the convention was. The theme was shine, which is really nice. There's a message, and then from the president, and then schedule at a glance. So you can see it was 4 days jam-packed full of fun. So on Wednesday, we went to tour the campus where they produce the oils and where all the oils from around the world are sent to be tested and then bottled and then tested again. It goes through a very extensive testing process, which I'll talk about in a different video, but I was really blown away. Got to speak with the people that do the testing and extremely smart people. So that was fantastic, and the campus was huge. It took all day, well, not all day, but we could have spent all day just touring around. And when you go when it's not convention week, then you can eat in their cafeteria, and the food, I've heard, is absolutely wonderful, and they use essential oils in the food to enhance the flavor. So that was Wednesday. And Thursday, wow, it was jam-packed full of science and research information. They shared studies that they did, like clinical studies, the gold standard with, double-blind placebo research studies on some of their products, and the results came back, and they were able to present their results, and that was incredible. I'll talk about that in a different video. So, man, after Thursday, my brain was just so tired of learning about chemistry. I'm not a chemistry person, but they presented it in a way that was easy enough to understand. But there's so much research. They shared the new products and the research behind the new products and what they'll do for us. And I went into doTERRA convention hoping that they would share something about reducing inflammation and maybe helping with cognition or more energy, and they did not disappoint. Pretty much every new product did just that. So, and they have proof, they have research to back up their claims. And then Thursday night, after all that science, we got spiffied up and put on dresses and tuxedos and went to the gala, and that was to celebrate the wellness advocates that reached significant ranks and to celebrate their efforts and their journey with them and their teams. And it was so fun. There were some members in my downline from Germany, and they walked Blue Diamond, and it was so fun. Everyone got these confetti sticks. There's confetti in there, and then you get to throw confetti at them. I'm not going to do it in here, but you just go and throw the confetti. And there was, the floor was covered with confetti and with these tubes, and so you had to be careful where you're walking, how you're walking. But we had hors d'oeuvres and live music, and just the energy in the room was incredible. Everyone was cheering on everyone else, regardless if they were on your team or not. We were all part of one big group, and the unity and the excitement and just the gratitude was there. Everyone was super thrilled for one another and cheering each other on. So that went on until, we left at 9:30 because we were just bushed. But Friday was the next session, and they talked about, the other side of the bottle that you don't see. We have our experience on our end of the bottle, but they talked about all that goes on to be able to have the bottles brought to us. So like they talked about the farmers, they talked about the lives of the farmers around the world, how doTERRA has lifted up these communities around the world that were impoverished and paid, they pay their farmers, they enter into a co-op situation with the farmers, and they pay them a living wage. It's not just at harvest time. And without doTERRA, before doTERRA, these farmers were at the mercy of whatever purchaser, would purchase the oils from them, and they would promise one price, and then come harvest time, after they processed the oils and brought the oils to the purchaser would oftentimes undercut what they said they were going to purchase, and that would really hurt the communities, really hurt these farmers and these families. So it was fantastic to hear about all the initiatives that are going on to raise these people out of poverty and give them opportunities. And it's really true that when the tide rises, all ships rise. So one community, I'm just going to tell you about one community in India. The farmers before doTERRA, they would just raise cabbage and carrots. And if the market value wasn't good, if that season wasn't, the prices weren't good, then they would just let the cabbage and carrots, rot in the field. And so what the farmers that entered into a partnership with doTERRA, they were mentored on how to grow the plants. I believe it was peppermint and geranium. I'm trying to remember the oils. But they had this partnership. They were given seeds, they were given education, and someone in the community was working with doTERRA to help these people. They filled out surveys of their needs, if they need education, if they need medical, if they need clothing, shelter, what their needs were. And doTERRA worked with these people to get them the things that they needed. And then at harvest time, they taught them how to properly distill the oils from the plants so that it would be when to harvest for the highest, best chemical profile, and how to process it. And they were paid a living wage year round, not just at harvest time. So in India, there were 2 and then they also talked about the Healing Hands Foundation. So the Healing Hands Foundation is a nonprofit arm of doTERRA. They work with doTERRA, and they are behind the humanitarian. It's not aid. They just don't just hand out, food or whatever, but they actually work with the community for them to lift themselves up. So in there are 2 leper colonies that they worked with in India, and they were able to build a school for the kids in the leper colonies that had been born into that community. And for generations, there was a stigma with a leper colony. Even though it's a curable disease, there was a stigma behind it. So the kids, because they were born in poverty, if they tried to leave to get work, people would find out they're from the leper colony and they wouldn't have opportunities. So doTERRA built a school for these kids that housed about 300 kids, and provided warm meals and clothing and opportunities. And some of these kids are going on to college now, and it's just a wonderful situation to raise them up out of poverty. So it was really eye-opening, because it's not, when I buy a bottle of doTERRA, I'm not just buying the oils, I'm not just buying an essential oil. I am helping these communities around the world to be able to feed their kids, to provide a better future for their children, to provide medical access for these people, make sure that they have food. Oh, and the other farmers in the community, that were growing cabbage and carrots, the other farmers that weren't working with doTERRA, they had an improvement in their quality of life as well, because the doTERRA farmers had the financial means to purchase the produce from their neighbors. So that's a good example of how when the tide rises, all ships rise as well. So those were some of the things we learned on Friday, and then I had to leave on Saturday to get back to get back home, and I wish I didn't. I don't know why I didn't get a later flight, but I just, for some reason, I got a flight at 11:30. It was a direct flight, and I really missed out. But I can watch the rest of Saturdays online still because my ticket gives me access. So that's definitely a good reason to get a ticket for a convention, because even if you're just watching it online, you get that. Okay, so with the little backpack, at registration, they also give you like this lanyard with your little accomplishment ribbons, and during each session that you go into, they give you samples that pertain to that session. So I got samples of copaiba oil. We're going to talk about that in a different video. Supermint, Motivate, that was to help wake us up after all the science. Bergamot and peppermint. So when you go on a tour, if you pay for a ticket for the tour, then you also get an oil. It's like a surprise oil. And I got Shinrin Yoku, which is Japanese for like forest bathing. The Japanese people will go into the forest and just smell the incredible aromas of the trees, and just like immerse themselves in the experience. Germans do that too. They love their Spazieren im Wald. So, they announced next year's convention is going to be in Orlando, Florida. I think the Salt Palace is going to be under construction, so it's not going to be in Salt Lake City, but it'll be in Orlando, Florida. And let me tell you, walking into that session on Friday when they announced it, it was pretty funny because there were people at the gate that were handing out these. And, they had these bags of these, and half of us, as we're walking in, there's a big group of people, right, going to get their seats. And half the people looked in the bag and they're like, no, I don't need an orange. And the other people, woo, I would like an orange. Like, it was time to eat, an orange sounded great. So we picked them out. If you look closely, it's a squishy ball. It's not a real orange. So of the people that actually got an orange, that picked one out, half of those were like, oh, I wanted a real orange. And the other half were like, oh, that's kind of fun. A little stress ball. So anyways, that was a funny moment. And then the convention kit this year came in this little bag. And I am thankful that the convention kit was pretty reasonable in price. So this is the kit. Let me show you what's inside. If I can open it. Use my pen. I don't know, it's gonna work. And that's cute. Ready, set, shine. Ooh. All right. So here are sticker labels for the new oils, the Shine Convention blend, and the Revita Zen blend. So they updated. They made some products more user-friendly. And one that they made more friendly is the past tense. So in the past tense was in a roller bottle and had a very strong aroma. And you just put it on your temples and around your forehead before, it's a tension blend. So sometimes people will get migraines or headaches from tension. So other times it's just the back of the neck. So people would roll this on, and then the fumes would just get in your eyes, and just really strong aroma. So they changed the application. You can still buy it in a bottle format, but they changed the application to be, let's see, can you see it? It's a stick. Let's see, how do I open this? Twist off the cap and remove the little seal, plastic seal. And it is this cute little travel size. Well, it's not travel size. It's a travelable travel ready, full size product of past tense. You could rub it on and it's more mellow. It's the same ingredients with an addition of a few extra ingredients. And it works. And because it's in this format, then it just stays on your body longer. And so you have a longer application time, which is just fantastic. And it smells a little bit more mellow. It has sweet gum essential oil in it as well, and that just makes it less sharp. So that's fantastic. It feels great on the shoulders and the neck. I get my tension when I get stressed. My tension builds in my neck and my shoulders. I don't get migraines. I don't really get headaches, but it's right here, and it works great there as well. Okay. Then the next two products kind of work in tandem. I'm sure you've seen castor oil before. I've used castor oil for the last year. It is anti-inflammatory. I would rub it all over my joints at night before going to bed. Like, I would rub it on my face. There are all sorts of YouTube ladies that say it's like Botox in a bottle. And anyways, I just got mine off of Amazon, and I'd put it on, and I'm like, yeah, I think it works. I think it works. Not so much for the Botox in a bottle, but like, it would help my joints feel better. And you can do like a liver pack. You just put some over your liver at night with a warm compress, and it will help your liver to function better. But what I'm really excited about is doTERRA now has castor oil. So what that means is that it's, organic, cold pressed, hexane free. Well, it says vegan friendly. Was coconut oil not vegan friendly? I guess tallow is not vegan friendly. I'm also a big fan of tallow. But so what's awesome about this is that it has, because it is harvested sustainably and carefully by the farmers, then it has this beautiful chemical profile that the other castor oils on the market don't have, because they've been deodorized and heat treated and who knows what all. So this is the bottle, and I'm gonna see what my reaction is to it. Okay. Woo! That's an interesting, that is a huge lid, or huge opening in the lid. I know it's thick, but let's see. You know what? I can't smell it because I have the past tense on my forehead. That's nice. So you can make your own like homemade lip gloss with castor oil. Oh, now I can smell it. Oh, that smells good. Well, it smells a little bit earthy, but like very faint. It's not like if you put it on your body that you're going to smell like dirt. It's not like that at all. You can tell it came from a plant, and it's not like a paraben or something. Yeah, it's really nice. It's very thick. It's very lubricating. And wow, was this an awesome carrier oil. So with the essential oils, as you know, they fly up into the air really fast. So the molecules, you put a drop of essential oil on and you rub it in your skin, and you can smell it. Just like the past tense, I can smell the past tense, even though it is in a base, like, that is attached to my, it's stuck on my skin, so it'll absorb into my skin. Without a carrier oil, they absorb into the skin very readily, but a lot of them also fly up in the air. So that makes it great if you're wanting to, breathe it in and get it into your bloodstream that way. But if you're wanting to have it apply it like to a bug bite or to a wound or something where you want it to go to that location, then having it with a carrier oil would be really important. And this carrier oil would last for a very long time. I can feel like it's not greasy, but it has like I can feel like that there's a barrier, if that makes sense. So I think you'll really like this. Yeah, so it partners beautifully as a carrier oil for this next oil. So you can put this next oil over your liver and put a little bit of castor oil over the top of it, and it will slowly, over time, go into your system. So it's Revita Zen Detox Duo. So what's amazing about this is it helps your liver, your kidneys, and your colon to function properly. This isn't a harsh cleanse. This is a very gentle cleanse. So this is perfect for anyone like me who's had a chronic illness that if you try anything too harsh, it just like sets you back, gives you Herxheimer reaction, and it's just too much. Where low and slow is the way to go, and a gentler approach. And this is that extremely effective. It doesn't just like force your organs to detox, but it supports your organs to function properly for your liver, both phases of detoxification, which is very important. Some detox methods only work on like phase 1, but then you need phase 2, and if phase 2 isn't working properly, you're just going to have a backlog and you're going to not feel good at all. So this oil, let's see what it's my first time smelling it. Revita Zen. Okay, there's a big long name. Revita Zen Detox Duo. No, okay, it's called, this one has a long name. Revita Zen Plus Advanced Organ Detoxification Complex. Yeah, that's a big old name. But, okay, let's see what it smells like. So this has tangerine, rosemary, geranium, ginger root, juniper berry, and cilantro. Let's see what it smells like. It kind of reminds me of Zendicrine, but it smells, I think it smells better. I like it a lot better. I think it's because it has more tangerine in it. I wouldn't mind smelling like this. I wouldn't mind eating this. So they said that you can have a few drops of this in your, your water in the morning or at night. You can rub it on over your liver. Yeah, it smells really good actually. It would be good in water. And I learned that some of these, like ginger, I'll have to go back and get my notes. Some of these, this is really significant for me with my gut issues, that some of these oils help your gut junctions, your cells in your gut lining to close, which is really important for anyone with SIBO or with leaky gut or any GI issues. You definitely want to have those junctions tight and get them tight. And so having some of these oils on an empty stomach, in the morning and in the afternoon in between lunch and dinner help tighten those junctions. Super, super revolutionary. Like in my mind, I'm like, whoa, because I only knew of one other thing that would do that. And it was expensive, and these are not. So what's cool about these is I've been taking black cumin seed oil, and it's not from doTERRA, but it's a really strong flavor. And now I can get them in here. I don't have to taste it. It's mixed with, or it's in this pill. There's black cumin seed oil, artichoke leaf extract, milk thistle seed extract, and then the essential oil blends of cumin seed oil, tangerine, rosemary, geranium, ginger root, juniper berry, and cilantro. And they look like this. They're really fantastic. doTERRA has figured out a way, let's see if you can see that. It's figured out a way to have the black cumin seed oil. Why am I not seeing it clearly? The black cumin seed oil is on the outside. Where's the camera? This is my first time doing this, so this is funny. Oh, you can kind of see it. The black cumin seed oil on the outside with the essential oils. And then on the inside is the milk thistle, the artichoke extract, and proline. So those extracts that are super concentrated mixed with proline make it a lot more bioavailable. so they're more effective without having to have a higher dose of milk thistle or artichoke, and so it makes it gentle. So yeah, I just wish you were there with me. Next year, maybe you can come to Orlando. It's going to be September. When is it? It's going to be in September. Look at my notes. It's like 23rd through 26th is what I want to say. Anyways, in Orlando, Florida, and I hope to see you there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.